Your show now, press 1.
Yeah.
Down, 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 down.
Yeah. It's the DG show. You know how we do. You know how it go. It's the daily. A pretty petty Tuesday is what we're in, and it's about time that we begin. It's the Daily Go Getter Show. My name is O, aka Sun 752. And who would you be? I think I see with my own two eyes. Yo, you took off your disguise, and I'm glad that you took off the wig and skirt. And I'm seeing you. I won't be hurt if you don't come around. Actually, I'm lying. I'm so glad that you are down. So today on the Daily Go Getter Show, on this pretty petty Tuesday, August 3rd. You know, it's the 3rd of Leo. You know what I'm saying? It seems like the Leo time is going too fast. We need to slow this thing down. You know, when Leo time goes by too fast, it's because it's summertime. You know how summertime goes by real fast. But tonight, on the Daily Go Getter Show, we are talking about when you love them enough to let them get away with being corny. Love them enough to get away with being corny. Love them enough to let them get away with being corny. Yo, when you really love somebody, when you really admire somebody, when you really feel in somebody, you will let them get away with a whole lot of shit. And the funny thing about it is, not that you'll diss them when that love or when that admiration or when you start to see the light and start to see people for what they really are instead of who you wanted them to be or what they were portraying. You know, you start checking yourself about what you were really seeing at the time when you were letting them act out, show out, and you was defending them because they was a friend. And we all have been there. We all been there. So tonight we're going to talk about love them enough to let them get away with being corny. And you know you have loved somebody enough to let them be corny in front of everybody. Everybody was laughing at them and dissing them, and you was thinking about loving on them, hugging them and kissing them. And you said that, no, he not strange, she not strange. Y'all niggas must be the range. But in all reality, you knew something was a little all killed, but you still killed what? It's going to be all right, and everything is going to be all right. Yes, it will. This is how it's going down on the Daily Go Getter Show. Hold on, let me make a little adjustment there. Get that Instagram camera right. Get the Instagram. This the Instagram Kazam recite. By the way, I got the mic over here. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes for me, it be feeling like it's kind of in the way. So I like put it over here. But if it's hard for y'all to hear over here, you know, let me know and I'll put it back where it's supposed to be. Is there any obstruction or difference in my voice with the mic over here instead of right here? I mean, it really should pick up everything because it's a good microphone. Y'all know I don't play when it comes to audio, but I just want to make sure that the trajectory of the voice is going right. Plus, if somebody calls in, I'm going to feel compelled to put the mic like a little bit farther over there. Put it farther over there. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure that everybody can hear whoever calls in. So we gonna get it popping. We gonna get it popping. We gonna get it popping. And we doing this thing full speed ahead. No stopping. No red lights. No red signs. Everything is gonna be all right. Coming up from behind. Everything is gonna be all good. We get this thing. Well, we gonna get it understood. Let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this your daily, the Daily Go Getter Show. We do this every single day, every day it rains, every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. We break it down, baby. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains and the DG will do the same. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar, with the And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R. It is the Daily Go Getterism Show, all up in your area. Pretty Petty Tuesday, 3rd of Leo, August 3rd, all up in the place. I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should. And that is a good thing. You know, it's a good code. I know I'm feeling good. I'm feeling nice. You know what I mean? You know, I'm all right. This week is starting off a lot better than last week did. And I think it's because I was so much on notice. I think I was so much on notice that it had to represent. But it's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday, but this is our Tuesday, Pretty Petty Tuesday. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know. Y'all know how we do. What's going on? Let me say hi to my peoples out there. Yeah. Rita Reds is all up in the place. Good to see me, son. You glad to see your face. And sucre chez toi. What's going on, ma? Thanks for coming on, creeping on by. I'm glad to see you. And guess who else? Carol Chamberlain. Glad to see you too. And T. Carrie, right? Morning, noon, and night is glad to have my people's always going right in your sight. And Emily done. Emily done. What? Emily done. Lap is in the house. Bow, she about to turn it out. And my brother from another mother, Norris Hill, sit back, relax, do your thing, Max, and chill. Ew. And who else left? I think that's about now. Nope, one more. Yo, Shirley Shore, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on? Thanks for coming on through, girl. So we're talking about love them enough to let them get away with being corny. Don't act like you ain't never loved somebody or like somebody or defend somebody who was corny. And you know they was corny too. It was like, but you loved them enough, you liked them enough to just say that they were different. Well, you know, it ain't that they corny or whatever. You know, y'all shouldn't be teasing them. Y'all just, you know, they just different. They just different. They just different. They was, it might have been your brother or your sister and your favorite cousin. You know how it. Your next door neighbor, they was your ace, cool, yeah. The people that you love, you'll let them get away with all kinds of shit. And sometimes the only crime that they have committed was being corny. Might have been a cornball. You know, real cornball. Here they are, 8, 9 years old, pulling their pants all the way up to their damn chest. What you doing? I mean, what you doing, Steve Urkel? Why you doing that? Why you doing that? You know? Or they might have done something. They might have had a little nervous tick or something like that. You know how kids don't miss anything that kids do. Anything that's a little off, you know, kids will highlight it and they will point it out and they will say something about it and they won't let you get away with it. Not everybody's going to let you get away with it. Not saying that everybody is going to tease you about it, going to bust on you about it, is going to what they call bully you about it. It doesn't always have to be that way, but it will be something. It will be something. And nobody escapes. Nobody gets from the cradle to the grave without getting teased, at least a little bit, at least a little bit in the process. So what about the times in the process when you let them get away with doing what they do? Like, for example, when I wear button-up shirts, I button them all the way up to the collar. Some people think that that's corny. Like, yo, what are you doing? You big, thick neck, nigga. Why don't you let your shirt breathe? Why are you allowing your shirt to be like a boa constrictor? I like the way it looks better like this than maybe somebody else does. So somebody could say that I dress corny. I don't think so. Maybe other people don't think so. But somebody out there might say it and they might think so. And you know, they might actually feel that way. You know what I mean? There's always going to be somebody out there that's going to be like, what you talking about? Nah, you just mad because you ain't got a thick neck, a little skinny neck, or an extra fat neck. Well, they ain't made a shirt to fit around your neck. They going to call you no button neck. You can't do it. You can't do it. So, you know, like, there, especially when you come from Philly, man. Especially when you come from Philly. Listen, my peoples who have never been here, don't have no peoples here, or have never spent any significant amount of time here. One thing that you will notice about Philly cats, even if you don't come here, one thing you will notice that you will hear from people who come from Philly. We honestly believe that the way we dress, the way we look, the things we do, the way we say things is the best out of anybody. And we will call anybody corny. Anybody. We will call Jesus Christ corny. Allah, Yahweh. I'm dead serious. People from Philly think that they got it going on more than anybody else in the world. And it's not true, but you can't tell us that shit. Now, you come from somewhere else and you do something different here. And we like, yo, this corny ass nigga, yo, he's a cornball. Ah, corny. We listen, we will corny you to death. We will put you in the corny. Yeah, no, I didn't say corner. We will put you in the corny. Don't even get offended by the shit. It's just our way. We are very, you know how other cultures, other nations, they may be ethnocentric. We are sort of, I don't know, what would we call ourselves? Urbanocentric. We think that this city somehow has the jump on everybody else in the world. We don't care if you come from New York. We don't care if you come from LA. We don't care if you come from down south, the Midwest, Africa, Asia, outer space, Mars, Zotox, the sun. We will be like, yo, that nigga Corny. Yo, this nigga Corny as shit. But that's my man. You know, that type of shit. Yo, man, what? Really? Hold on, yo. Hold on. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Okay. So yeah, we really believe that shit. So out of everybody else in this whole nation or the world, we probably use the word corny more than anybody else. We have corny the market on corny. So it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean that you're corny. It doesn't mean that your style is not fly. It just means that you're different than what people here think is the way the thing should be. And until they give you the cosign, you know, they're gonna say what they say. And you would be surprised at the things that they say ain't corny. First of all, any celebrities that come from this city are corny first. Yeah, any celebrities that come from this city are corny first. So we have known to shit on all of our celebrities from here. Nobody makes it from Philly to stardom. You got to go somewhere else, come back to Philly, and then now you're a star. Once the rest of the world say, yo, this person is this, that, and the third, then you become a star. If the only people that have come from here and become what they were from here, I think only Meek Mill, maybe Jill Scott, and maybe the Roots. Like people might try to say Beanie Siegel. No. Beans was hot, but he was underground. I don't remember hearing nobody running around here talking about Beans this, Beans. No, it wasn't like that. He went to New York. He got with Rockefeller. They co-signed him. He came back home, and it looked like he was homegrown from Philly. Not so. Nope. Music Soul Child. I don't even know if anybody ever heard of him before. I swear to God, one of the greatest artists I've ever heard. He says he's from West Philly. You know, that's how it is here. It's a rough place. But I'm only saying all of this to say that although we may do our celebrities in, we also defend them. And somebody defended them against all odds somewhere out there in the world. You know what I mean? Will Smith, all of them. You know what? Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff definitely made it from Philly. I don't believe I forgot them. It's probably because I can't stand Will Smith. And you know what? Will Smith is okay. You know what I don't like? Fresh Prince. I thought he was the corniest. He was garbage. But see, here I go. Corny. But those records was corny. Girls of the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble. You know what? Do y'all remember what he said in that record? He said, she asked me, was I horny? I said, yeah, kinda. She started kissing all over me. She started touching all over me, kissing and hugging. So I punched her in the chin. I said, you better stop bugging. Yo, if he would have said that in this year, he said she started grabbing all over me, kissing and hugging. So I punched her in the chin and said, you better stop bugging. So a girl, see, he was showing his little ways back then. Now look, somebody gonna say I'm hating on the boy. Yo, parents just don't understand. Nightmare on My Street. He was corny. It was whack. Okay, anyway, let's keep moving. Bottom line is, when you love somebody, there's a good chance that you'll let them get away with being corny. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. We will excuse eccentric behavior. We will excuse little innuendos. We will excuse the little eclectic types of things that people do. That's just the way it is. And that's probably a good thing. Matter of fact, I'm sure that's a good thing. However, what we want to talk about tonight is when we have taken it there. When we have taken it there and excused people for being corny because we love them. And we just let them get away with their corny little ways. Some of them might have been your own kids. Yeah, I mean, who are you going to defend more than your kids? Who? Okay, all right. Some of y'all moms who has sissy little boys growing up. You know, you was defending the fact that he was playing with dolls. One of the easy bake oven. Liked to play with the girls all the time. And it wasn't because he was trying to touch on them. When he learned how to jump double dutch, all of that shit, you defended him. You know you did. And guess what? Everybody else that was close to him did the same thing. No, he ain't gay. Y'all need to stop saying that. He's not going to be gay. And he's not a sissy. Knowing damn well, deep down in your mind, you're like, well, he might not be a sissy, but one thing is for sure is he ain't macho. We ain't gonna have to worry about him. We ain't gonna have to worry about him being no little thug out here or making or being a womanizer. That's what we not gonna have to worry about. He may be more suited to be in a band like the Village People. Macho man. I wanna be a macho man. Yo, how did they get away with making a song like that? YMCA. How did they get this? How is it that you put on the song YMCA to this day? And how does that become like the gay national anthem? How do you do that? But hey, when you like something, you're going to defend it. No matter how corny it might be. Let's get to these celebrities. Let's get back to these celebrities, I should say. Prince, may he rest in peace, Prince. We let Prince get away with wearing heels and dressing like a girl his whole goddamn career. You have never seen Prince dressed like a man. Ever. You have never seen him with a suit, a pair of jeans, a sweatshirt, a hoodie, nothing like a man. Ever. Even in the song Adore, what do you call it? Handmade Italian silk and Egyptian imported lace. Nothing, baby will compare. Nothing can compare to your lovely fit, to your lovely fit. He didn't say like, oh, Gucci, Louis. Yeah, but this was 1987 when Adore came out. This was 1987. The fashions that we was wearing sportswear. Adidas, Nike. We was running around here wearing Coca-Cola, Pepsi, shit like that. Definitely Gucci, Louis. You know, you had a pair of Gucci sneakers. You was the shit. The shit. He ain't talking about no shit like that. This nigga said handmade Italian silk and Egyptian imported lace. Lace. The nigga wore lace. And to this day, to this day, people will be like, even dudes, but definitely chicks be like, you just mad because you couldn't do what he did. I'm like, yo, shorty, I'm not mad. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to tell me that a cornball ain't a cornball. We let the man get away with dressing like you. You, shorty, he dressed like you. His whole fucking career. He wore heels that you couldn't wear. You still can't. Listen, use a small heel flats type wearing chick. This nigga could run ball in heels. Where did he practice that? Michael Jackson, same shit. You ain't gonna tell me Michael Jackson wasn't corny. Yet, millions of people around the world is fawning all over him. Oh my God, crying at his concerts and that type shit like that. When you love or admire somebody or both, you will let them get away with being corny. You will defend them to the hilt and be like, no, they not corny. You corny. They not corny. You corny. What's up, Keisha Bruton? Long time no see. Yeah. Love them enough to let them get away with being corny. You have aunts, uncles, cousins, best friends, brothers and sisters. Maybe some of your parents was corny. But you ain't gonna let nobody say that shit. If there's one shred of evidence to exonerate them from being ridiculed, teased, you gonna find it. You may have even fought somebody in your day because they called somebody that you loved corny. You know how women will defend a man. A lot of y'all women out there have been with men that was corny as shit. You know it because when y'all broke up, you sure admitted all of his flaws. I ain't saying every woman tears down a man, but once you start seeing somebody for who they really are, who and what they really are, you want to talk about it. Now the question becomes, well, where was all of this before? Where was all this before? Well, when you was loving and defending that. Where am I? What we doing? So that's what we talking about today on the daily go get mism show. Secretion Twice says we refer to macho boys as badass kids. She said, I saw him with a sweatsuit on. You saw Prince with a sweatsuit on? Where, on the Chappelle show? I never saw. Okay, listen, if you saw Prince with a sweatsuit on, so did he have on a sweatsuit and high heels? You can do that? Yeah, listen, I ain't never seen. And even if, listen, I didn't see it. That's for sure. I ain't never see it. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this. If he did, I'm not sure if that's going to erase all of that other shit. Because I mean, wearing pants with their ass out, all that old crazy shit. Like, he did nothing to remove any doubts that you may have had about his sexuality. Yet people will deny up and down, like, Prince was not gay in no kind of way. Why? Because he always had a pretty girl that he was supposed to be attached to? Honestly, from my experience, that's what gay men that are in the closet do. They always have the top-notch chick. Or like really pretty. Because I'm like, well, the average man is not going to have a super bad chick throughout their life. There going to be some regular chicks that just happen to have a fat ass. There has to be one of your all of the dudes I know that were either handsome or supposed to be that shit. They always had a mediocre chick in they repertoire, and a lot of times that was the one they fell in love with. You know, because that Twiznot was woo. That Twiznot was the shiznot. The Twiznot was the shiznot, and Wiznot. Twiznot was the shiznot. Yeah, so you want to prove to me that you ain't gay? You gotta mess with a regular chick. You know what I mean? You mess around with a bunch of chicks that wear a lot of makeup and all that shit. I'm like, well, you want a drag queen? Okay, I see what you're doing. No, you gotta mess with a regular chick with some stretch marks, 3 or 4 kids and shit that get on your nerves a little bit. You know what I mean? You gotta have one of them in your life. You know, ain't got no whole lot of money. You know, some drive like a old American car. You know, got like something like a 1992 Grand Am. Like she drive a 1992 Grand Am, yeah, with hubcaps. She got a hoopty, she got a bucket, you know. But I tell you what, she load the kids up in the bucket and shit. They go to the zoo, you know what I mean? Chuck E. Cheese, all that old shit. You know, she handle a business. You know what I mean? The pussy, all that. I can't. The shit is fucking off the chain. But she ain't the most ambitious chick in the world. She ain't the pretty. She live. Don't get me wrong. I ain't saying she ugly, because she not. That bow. She got the bow and the boom and the back. She got all that. But that hole is. You can't stay out of this shit. She got the act right. She got that act right shit. She got the act right. Like, I mean, niggas be like, no, there ain't no ass that can make me act right. But if it was, it would be hers. She got the act right. Like, this chick is she is my validation that I'm a straight man. I mean, a lot of y'all super bad chicks are lacking in the vaginal area, from what I know. Don't quote me though. Ask your baby dad. He'll tell you. Anyway. It's a crazy. That's why I said I couldn't see his feet. Listen, if he had on a sweatsuit and he wasn't 3 feet tall, you know he had on them heels. He had on his heels. Yo. Her mother, for real. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Get a Business Show. We are talking about love them enough to let them get away with being corny. Yes. Love them enough to let them get away with being corny. Yeah, love will let you. Love won't let you get away with being corny. Temperatures rising. Love won't let you get away with being corny. Dun, 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 dun. Look, okay, like I said, they may have been your brother, your sister. They could have been your kids. People are going to defend their kids. They're going to defend their kids. So, you might know that everybody who has multiple children always has a child, at least one child, that's like different from all the others. That might be the corny one. All the rest of them, they pretty much followed a certain pattern. But this one here, oh boy. But bet not nobody talk about my baby. Bet not nobody talk about my baby. Don't talk about my baby. Bet talk about somebody else. Mm-hmm. So they don't have to be celebrities. They don't have to be superstars. All they have to do is have your love and affection, or have your admiration. You'll take up for them. And think about it. Think about all your classmates that you had when you were growing up. The ones you probably remember the most were the ones who stood out for being corny. The ones who got teased and shit like that. You watch their progress. How you may have defended them while y'all were growing up. And then they grew up and they sort of blossomed, sort of like the ugly duckling that became the swan. Something like that. They got off the ground and flew away. But they was definitely grounded back in the day. You know what I'm saying? The type that white people would get behind and pull their drawers in between their ass on some wedgie shit. And speaking of white people, that there's a different code that black people use to determine whether somebody is corny or not, that white people don't use. It's a lot easier to be corny in the black community than it is white people. We rough, man. We rough. You come through with a bad pair of sneakers in the black community, that's your ass. And ain't nobody gonna let you forget it. The whole time you in school, they'll be talking about the bobos you wore in the first grade. Here it is. Y'all about to graduate, cap and gown. Like, yo, man, you came a long way since them Woolworth sneakers you had back in first grade. Remember you had the Woolworth sneakers with the big W on them shits? Remember? I remember. Yeah, they remember. They're a charter member. But it's all good. It's all love, baby. It's all love, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. Think it won't. Oh, I see that we have a caller on the line. Well, let's just see what this is about. And if you would like to call into the show, I invite you to call. And the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. 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 319-527-6199, baby. All right, so let's go. Caller with the last number 7019. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind this evening?
Hi. I was just calling in because I figured I would save you from yourself because the show was kind of about to go off the rails. I just figured I'd call in.
Wait, what you mean? Whoa, chill. Wait, wait a minute. First of all, let me shut your mic off. You know what I mean? You wilding me. Shut your mic. You know, some people you gotta shut their mic off as soon as they come through. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me put it back on. You know what I'm saying? Shut the mic off. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Now you were babbling about something. Yeah. Now, how are you
talking about? You was talking about corny kids and prints and girls' vaginas. I was just trying to figure out where we were going with this.
Wait a minute. So let me get this straight. So you saying that kids can't be corny?
No, I don't think kids can be corny. And I say that because children don't usually have their own individual style. So until they get to a certain age. Now, some children, learn pretty early. So, some children do develop sort of a knack for fashion to some degree, but only based on their parents' taste or somebody close to them who gives them a little bit of direction and who, of course, buys their clothes. So I don't think children can be corny per se. I would never walk up to a child and be like, "Ooh, they corny."
Everything that becomes something came from something else. So I don't see how you could become a corny adult if you weren't a corny child.
Not necessarily, because I think it would depend on what you're calling corny. Okay, so you have some people who have a weird way of dressing, right? And it's not the standard or the current fashion or trends. So other people who are pretty much trendy and wear whatever's current may call that person corny because they don't dress with the trends. However, that person may consider themselves to be eclectic, right? They may consider themselves to have their own fashion and they make up their own trends. So what one person may consider to be corny, another person could perceive to be trendy or fashionable or, an individual style.
Okay. Have you ever known anybody that wore a bunch of name brand stuff, expensive stuff, but they just wore it wrong? They wore it the wrong way. Like it would be fly if it wasn't on them because they just didn't know how to rock it.
Yes, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
That wasn't corny to you?
I know, but it probably would be corny to me, but to a person who just notices the fashion, like to a person who doesn't have much and may see them wearing something that's name brand, to them it may not be corny because all they can see is the name brand. Perfect example. I know a guy that I grew up with, right? And him and his cousin corned themselves polo, a duo polo, I don't know what they call themselves, but they always wore polo, right? But a person so they would always make it known to people in the neighborhood, like they would point to, I got on polo. And so Now, I, on the other hand, knew the deal because I, of course, like polo and I like to shop. So I knew that the polo that they was wearing was from prior seasons. Like it wasn't nothing recent. It just happened to be polo. So one day he was like, I always rock that low. I said, yeah, but it's from 3 years ago. So he kind of felt some type of way. I said, and I know you got it from Marshall, and not that that's a bad thing, but it just goes to show that because everyone else who was looking at them was just like, oh yeah, they fly because they got on polo. But I'm like, not so fast, because just because it's polo don't make it all that fly. It just means it's polo.
Well, from what I'm hearing, I think it was corny just to highlight that something is name brand. If you got
Exactly.
so I mean, they corny inside and out. Wasn't no way around it.
But most people who looked at them thought they were cool because they had on polo, and that's the way they carry themselves. Me, on the other hand, I'm like, first of all, just like you said, you're corny because you have to keep pointing out that you have on polo, and two, the fact that it's not even the good polo. Like, it's not. So it's not all that decent to me.
Well,
so whereas they thought it was cool, I didn't.
Could it have been that all of them was corny?
Well, yeah, that's the point.
Because that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that all the motherfuckers was corny.
Right, but you can only be if you're. So that's why I said it depends on who's making that characteristic. Because if you're in the midst of people who don't really do fashion and all they see is the name brand, to them that may be fly. But if you're amongst another people, if you go around people who talk and do fashion all the time, they're not going to think that caliber of designer is all that great. So it just depends on the audience.
I don't know, because I don't know. Well, I'll say this: my corny qualifications probably have gained more purity over the years. Because to me, you're not corny just because you're a show off, but the things that you may show off may make you corny to me. And just because you're corny doesn't necessarily mean that with me I'm not going to like you. But it definitely does mean that I'm going to highlight somewhere around somewhere along the way that you corny. Like, yo, that shit you be doing is corny. But hey, man, you know what? You're my dog, and you got some fly shit, but you also corny about it. Like my man, my late great man, my man Steve. He was one of the flyest dudes I ever seen. But he was corny in the way that he did shit. But the nigga was so lovable that you couldn't hate. You know, when you leave a $1,500 tag on your shoe and cross your legs so somebody can see it. Like, oh shit, I forgot to take this tag off my shoe.
That kind of corny stuff.
That's corny. But at the same time, like, I can't deny them shoes was fly. But the way you wanted to, that shit you did was so corny. Like I'm going to
left it on there.
Yo, I mean, there's no way he could have mistakenly did. Like, he did this shit on purpose. Like, he would openly challenge you. Like, I challenge you to be better than me. I don't care whether it's a car, a house, jewelry, whatever it is. I challenge you. And it was corny a lot of times because why can't we just chill?
You wasn't even trying to challenge him.
No. It was corny most times because around him you couldn't just chill. It was always a competition, even though he was one of the most generous, likable. It was an anomaly, because if that was anybody else, we would have wrote him off as being conceited and all that. Like, with him, you just had to be like, this nigga. Fuck it, man. Come on, we going to the joke. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a way. He got away with a lot of murder. Personality wise. He did some corny shit. But at the same time, it was hard to outdress him. It was really, really hard. You know what I mean? Man, he was really about that life and he knew how to put this shit together. But he was corny a lot of times in his approach. But that, regardless of his name brands and all that kind of shit, it didn't exonerate him from being corny. He did corny shit, and it was duly noted. But yeah, may rest in peace, because that was my dizzog. I missed the shit out of his ass. But yeah, so the whole point of the show, for real, is that just because you corny doesn't mean that you're not going to be liked. The point of the show is that whether you are the corniest in the world, somebody is going to love you and care about you. Let me ask you this: have you ever dealt with a man that you thought was corny?
No, never.
So all the men you have dealt with, before, during, and after your relationship, you looked at them all as like cool, or even like none of them did no corny shit? Because you might be in a class by yourself.
No, now don't get me wrong. When you talk about like doing things that are corny, yes, because I think everybody does things that are corny. But would I consider a man overall to be corny because he did something corny, like leave a tag on the shirt, or something like that? Do I think that's corny? Yes, but it would have to be more than that for me to call. Like when I call somebody corny, it's because visibly they display showing signs of being corny. Like either you walk funny, or you dress funny, or you have to really look corny. But I mean, just doing things that I think is corny, I wouldn't say that makes a person overall being corny.
Okay, for me, if you do something corny, you are corny. It doesn't mean that you're 100% corny, but if you have corny in your repertoire, then you gotta eat that. You know what I mean? It'd be like you a pimple. You got a pimple, and you saying that you don't have acne. You got a pimple.
Well, then that means, because you said everybody has done something that's corny, so then that would mean everybody would be corny to you.
No, there's a certain percentage. There's a certain percentage that you have to encompass in order to qualify to be corny. Like for example, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like me, I'm 100% not corny. It's like I'm lying. I do some corny shit. And there may be people who think that I'm corny overall. The same people who like me are going to say, no, he not. No, he just got his own shit. He cool. You understand what I'm saying? So,
because I was just getting ready to say, you turning the mic off is corny.
See, there you go. I think I'm gonna do it again. Shut the mic off. You need to be in timeout anyway. Nobody want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, hey, you're probably laughing behind there or trying to say something, and nobody can hear you because I cut your mic off. Corny me. All right, I'll cut the mic back on. What the hell? Hello?
And I'm buttoning his shirt because that's corny too.
See, I talked about that up front, but I don't care. I don't care. This is my shit. But on a real, I think that everybody.
I'm just joking.
But it's okay, even if I mean, I'm like, listen, I can take a joke. I can take it serious too. But anyway, but yeah, like you're going to be corny to somebody. Everybody has something that somebody thinks is strange or whatever. So you may have a percentage of corniness that somebody may qualify you as being 100% corny. With me, like I would say that for somebody to be corny to me, you probably have to have about 30%. 30% corny. And that doesn't mean that you aren't overall cool too. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that there's a such thing as corny cool. You know what I'm saying? Like for example,
I don't know about that.
I do. Like for example, you know how some people try to seem extra. People who listen to jazz, and fuck it, I'm gonna put it out there. People who listen to jazz swear that they are the most sophisticated, coolest, most educated, knowledgeable about music. I'm like, how about sometimes I like to listen to music that has words? How about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how about it's not such a great composition? It's just a composition. How about that? You understand what I mean? So, like, you listen to if you talk to a person that listens to nothing but jazz, I'm like, so no other genre of music can come on your radio or through your speakers? Oh no, jazz is all you need. It's the original form of African American. Shut the fuck up, Nick. Yo, this shit ain't all dope. And you not all dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did people listen?
So for you, it may be jazz, people who listen to jazz. For me, one of the things that I think is so corny, and maybe this is why I say I can't rock with people who are corny and say they corny and cool. Okay, for instance, like people who kiss up at work, like they walk up and like their whole existence is kissing up.
Uh-huh.
So to me, that is like one of the ultimate forms of being corny. And I don't care. I just can't pretend that I can just ignore the fact that you walking around kissing up, being corny. In my mind, I can't rock with you at all. Like, I just can't pretend. There's nothing about you in my mind that's going to be cool at all. Nothing.
You know what? It is funny because I pretty much feel the same way when you see somebody kissing ass, kissing up. You know what I mean? Brown nosing at work. It'd be like, because a lot of times they don't even be getting what they came to get. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them still get passed over. But to the next person, they might admire that. Like, yo, they doing what they got to do in order to get ahead. You catch more flies with you catch more bees with honey than you do with a fly swatter. And I'm like, but with a fly swatter, you only catch the bees that's fucking with you. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't worried about these honey bees. They doing their thing. They doing the honey thing. They giving back to the world and all of that shit.
Right.
They pollinating flowers and plants and all of that shit. This hornet over here ain't doing shit. They stealing. They stealing from the environment. I'm about to smash his ass with this fly swatter. And guess what? I won't be corny when you know what I mean. When I get rid of this stinging ass animal. I mean, this creature, this little bug. So, Carol Chamberlain says, "Watch yourself. I listen to jazz." Yeah, you listen to jazz. I'm talking about people who only listen to jazz, Carol. Like people who listen to jazz think that they are the shit. Like, you can't tell them nothing. And they always got some new jazz for you to listen to. Oh, no, you got to listen to this new artist. There's this one chord that he plays. Shut the nigga, get that shit out of here. You know what I'm saying? What I'm about to do, Bismarcky just died. I need to listen to the jazz of Make the Music with Your Mouth Big. Put that shit on. That beat was all that. You know what I mean? Look, it's a jazz beat. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Like,
You sounded like a serious jazz hater.
No, I'm not serious. I just have contempt for people who don't expand themselves a little bit more, but think that you're corny or you're less refined or whatever because you're not into what they're into. That's corny. Don't nobody have to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? No, everybody doesn't have to cross over into your world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, remember the movie Mo Better Blues?
Yeah.
Remember how I forget who Wesley Snipes' name was in the movie, but he was kicking some real shit in there. How he was talking about how with jazz music, you know, it had, he was talking about how it had lost a lot of its luster and a lot of its culture. He was like, you know what I mean, all these Asian cats coming from up, you know, from downtown, you know, they coming up there up to Harlem, you know, stealing our music. He was right. He was right.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like I like jazz, but not enough to only have that on the station or whatever. I don't even listen to the radio, but I'm not buying all that shit. I have plenty of jazz in my collection, but like shout out to Robert E. Glasper. You know, I like a lot of his shit. And he's not the only one, but there's something about people who only listen to jazz and who try to cross you over to it. It's like, yo, and they do be corny. You can't tell them they not corny, but they do be corny. Now, if I admired them more, I would probably be like, yeah, my man only listen to jazz. That's his thing. You know what I mean? He fly like that. That's why he only listen to jazz. That's why I said love him enough to let him get away with being corny. Love them enough.
Can you love people who only listen to jazz enough to let them be corny because they listen to jazz?
Listen, anybody to me is going to be corny if like if they wear New Balance sneakers.
Watch yourself, man.
No, I mean, because some people who wear New Balance sneakers, they think like you think like New Balance are made of like some kind of unearthly material and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like New Balance, you know, like remember when we was little and you thought that you could run faster when you got a new pair of sneakers? That's how people who wear New Balance act.
There's some truth to that.
You know what? Listen, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. And by the way, when we was little, for all of y'all who say that kids can't be corny, what about kids who couldn't run and they wasn't fat? Like, why are you so slow and you're not even fat? And you know how like,
Listen,
and they hold on, I'm not done. Hold on. And then they corny ass would try to say something like, well, you only beat me because you had on sneakers. If I took my shoes off, I could beat you. So you race them with their shoes off. Guess what happened? They slow asses still could beat you because they was corny. They was corny. Yo, they was corny. They might have ran corny. Like, yo, he run like a girl.
Listen, I have a slow son. He was not corny. He just couldn't run fast. So it is what it is. But you're not going to sell him his sneakers and make him run fast. And he used to say when he put on a certain pair of sneakers, he had lightning speed. And I encourage him. Yes, you do, baby.
Listen,
you go ahead and lightning speed.
He might not have been track star fast. That don't mean that you're not fast. You understand what I mean? There are levels to this thing. The athletes. I
know he wasn't fast.
Why?
I put him in track so he could try to run fast, and he was slow.
Well, see, but that's what I mean. Compared to tracks, look, there's a certain mentality and a certain skill set that you have to have in order to run track. And, you know, track stars, they take that running shit seriously. Everybody else who ain't on track team, we just run for fun or when we get chased. Other than that, there's no real motivation. Like, nobody trying to do this shit. So, but other kids, there were other things that kids did That was corny. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Like,
Hold
like
on,
if
hold
a
on.
child didn't have, if their parents only bought them non-name brand sneakers, and they would cut the sign off on the sneaker and put it on their shoe.
That was more peer pressure. But
It's still corny.
well, it might be corny, but they may not have been corny on the inside. They was just trying to keep from being teased. I can't hate on them for that. I'm not gonna hate on them for that. But not only being able to wear the clothes that your parents got you wasn't what made you corny to me. When you started buying your own clothes, that's when you started to see like,
And that's why I said children can't be corny, because they don't buy their own clothes. Now, when you get to an age, maybe a teenager, and you start, developing your own style, and you want to wear certain things and the way you match your things together, then you probably can say a child is corny. But I don't think young children can be corny. Now, you calling them corny because they can't run fast.
look. Let me tell you something. First of all, corny is on the inside. It just happens to come out and show on the outside. It's really on the inside. And hold on, because Keisha and Carol are talking in the chat, talking about something. I was probably a corny kid. I'll tell you something. I may have been an eccentric kid, but I was a dope kid. I really was. My mom wasn't having it. My mom, first of all, my mom made clothes, but she couldn't make men's clothes. She only made women's clothes. So she had to make sure I was fly from the store. And she did. She handled that. So I didn't get a chance to be corny. Now, I might have been corny in other ways.
Corny is on the inside.
That's right. And because she wasn't corny on the inside, I wasn't corny on the inside. I didn't have a chance. They never let me get a chance to blossom in the corniness, or they never let me practice the art of cornballism. I just never got a chance to be a cornball. No cornballism. Now that Dita, let me stop. But anyway, because Dita always had her own thing. She had to this day. We'd be like.
You ain't right.
She not corny, but she always had this overwhelmingly different thing. Like to this day, my mom be like,
"You trying to call her corny on the side?" That's what you.
No, I would just straight up and say, "Look, I ain't scared of none of my family members. I call spade a spade. They know. If anybody gonna say it, it's gonna be me. Like, but no, it ain't. It's not. She not corny, but she has a difference to where we'll be like, let me put it this way.
She has her own style.
Hold on. Let me put it this way. If Dita buys you a gift, you better go to the store with her and pick that shit out your motherfucking self and insist that she don't get nothing else but what you picked out. Because if you leave it up to her, that's your ass. And that's an actual fact. It's not disputable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all I'm going to say is it's not always easy to buy people gifts. Right. So
it's easier than that. Like, she don't care about what you like. That's the problem. She's not interested in what you like. You can best believe when she buy you something, she gonna buy you what she like. You gonna be like, man, if it's the thought that counts was a person, you know what I'm saying? This is it. This is it. So, yeah, I'm saying, Keisha said, wait, you born corny now, or is it learned? You can be born. If you come from corny parents, what fuck you think what? What you think? You got it in your DNA. What you think? Would you think you're gonna take after your grandparents like they wasn't corny too? Well, I mean, what we got? What we got? You know what I mean? Corny can be an ancestor.
Can you be nerdy and not be corny?
Yeah. And really, and I'm gonna tell you why or how. Because now everything is a nerd. Everybody is a nerd now. Now nerdy is the new cool. Not over here though. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't assess the word nerd to cool shit. So like they'd be like, oh, he's a computer nerd. No, you may just be a computer geek, or you're just a computer savvy person. But no, I'm not going to let you cool the word nerd. But there are, I have known nerds that still did cool shit. Like, before, like when I was growing up, nerds didn't do cool shit. They weren't cool, but a lot of them blossomed. You know what I mean? In the way that they dress, the way they act, the way they talked, or whatever. Nerds, when I was growing up, first of all, when I was growing up, there were no nerds who didn't do good in school. There were no nerds that were not good in school. Nowadays, it'd be nerds be getting kicked out of school. I'm like, well, wait, hold on. What's the fucking point? You know what I'm saying? So wait, you was a nerd, but you dropped out? You was a nerd, but you had to go to a group home, and you had to go to reform school? No, that's not what nerds do. Nerds was busy learning shit and teaching shit and being very scholastic. Now they be like, oh yeah, he's a this nerd, he's a that nerd. Oh yeah, he's a thug nerd. What? Huh? What are you talking about? Just because you're good at something or well versed in something doesn't make you a nerd. You know what I mean? No.
So have they defined what nerd is? Because what nerds getting kicked out of school?
There are plenty of nerds who got kicked out of school. Like they may have been overwhelmingly intelligent, but they just didn't do their work, or they did bad shit. Fell in with the wrong crowd. Nerds, when I was growing up, didn't fall in with the wrong crowd. They just didn't. Yeah. You know what I mean? They was with other nerds. Math club, science clubs.
They didn't care to fit in with regular people. Yeah. They fit in. They wanted to hang with other nerds.
But the way that you knew that some nerds were kind of cool was that not all nerds, like some nerds could really fight. They could really defend themselves. So if the bully couldn't whoop your ass, what kind of nerd were you? You know what I mean? Like, so you had some kind of cool in you. Or if you could be a nerd that was connected to somebody else that was okay. Like, for example, I knew some nerds that came from thug families. So you couldn't tease them, you know what I'm saying? Because you knew they had a whole cavalry just waiting to pounce on you if you got out of line, out of pocket. So those nerds wound up, starting to dress better, catch girls' attention, go to the barbershop more and all of that. Man, there was some nerds or whatever that blossomed. But that just shows right there that they may have been nerds, but they wasn't all the way corny. They wasn't all the way corny. You can't really, when somebody is really all the way corny, then you either have to just rock with that, or you gotta let them be whoever and whatever they are. All right, remember the cats. Let's take it all the way back to the 80s. You might remember when the popular car was like that IROC Z, like in what was that show? Knight Rider, right? Remember the show Knight Rider? Remember that was an IROC, or was it a Trans Am? Whatever the case may be. So I remember seeing black dudes back in the day. They driving an IROC or a Trans Am, like the Knight Rider, and with they cut off sleeves shirts with the fishnet shirt. This shit was corny as hell. You know what I mean? Jerry curl, looking all, No, some cats. Listen, nothing is cornier to me than trying to rock a muscle look when you don't have the muscles. Like, so you got on all the gear that a muscle man would wear, but where the muscles at? Where the muscles at? You know what I'm talking about?
That to me is something that a nerd would do.
No, that's something that a corny person would do. It's something that a corny person, like I had a friend back in college. He used to wear those those pants that weightlifters used to wear. They was like hammer pants, but you know, like hammer pants had the part that came down in the middle. But I forgot what you called those pants, but it was the pants that weightlifters used to wear. So this cat used to walk around with those pants on all the time, like he was super buff. I'm like, do you realize we can see your real size, nigga? You ain't hiding no.
He was practicing.
Listen, he was corny as all human fuck. He was. He was still cool in some ways, but like his insecurity was off the charts. I'm like, why are you wearing these? What did they call those pants? What did they call those pants? I
didn't know they had special pants. I just thought they were sweatpants. I don't know.
They wasn't. See, when MC Hammer came out with them, with his own style of them, they started calling them hammer pants, but they weren't. They were. I don't know, but this cat used to wear those every day. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he wore like a weightlifting belt all the time. I used to be like, I'm like, come on, dog. Come on, stop it. Stop it. And Carol Taylor says, I hated men in biker shorts.
Yeah, I don't want to see no man in biker
shorts. I totally understand. That's one thing that should have never been a fashion. It was a bad idea. No, but I wasn't talking about biker shorts. These were full-length pants. These were full-length pants that weightlifters used to wear. Because you know how weightlifters, bodybuilders have big thighs or whatever, the ones that work on their legs, they have like big thighs. So the pants that they wear fit them funny because they have a small waist, but they got these big thighs. You know what I'm saying? So they made these pants that mostly weightlifters wore. And because other than that, they would have had to, like I knew bodybuilders who told me that they had to buy women's jeans because women's jeans were made that way. Small waist, big in the thigh. You know what I mean? But you have to think about the level of security he had to have had in order to tell me that. You telling me this. I'm like,
yeah.
So nigga, you telling me you
got on some long jeans?
He rocking a pair of Gloria Vanderbilts and shit. Like, nigga, what you doing? What you doing, son? He got a pair of Teddy jeans. He got on Teddy jeans.
That's horrible.
This nigga got on Teddy jeans, son.
Like
what you doing?
I know. Listen, you
parachute. Wait. Parachute.
If anybody tell you something like that, he had to be confident.
Yeah. Well, no, you know what? Not really back then because I wasn't as macho as I am now. You know, like I wasn't so insistent. You know, back then I was letting Prince get away with wearing the heels and not saying nothing. I'm looking. So ain't nobody gonna say nothing about this shit, huh? This shit ain't suspect to nobody. Like, no, all right. I mean, I like Purple Rain and When Doves Cry and all that shit. Yeah.
So you mean to tell me you ain't never want to put on a ruffled shirt and sing in the rain to get girls?
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I have never seen Prince wear anything that I would remotely think about wanting to wear. And I mean nothing. Like he had me scratching my head his whole career. Like, so from the time he came out when I was like 8, I'm like, so you know, this is cool. Like, y'all don't think that we let Rick James get away with wearing extensions? Nobody says shit to this day. I'm like, yo, this tight leather pants wearing extension, long ass extension, beads and everything. Like, so she's a very freaky girl, but he ain't. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing, huh? But at least Rick James had he had a very manly voice. Prince over here screaming with his ass cheeks out and shit. Yo, he was. I mean, Rick James kept his pants on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But when you like a person, you'll let them get away with all of this crazy shit. You just will. Now, TK Wright said parachute pants. Hold on. Because I'm under the impression that parachute pants was sort of like cargo pants. But you might be right, because that parachute pants thing, it sounds right. But let's see. Let's be sure. Let's be sure here. Parachute pants. Yeah, I think that might be it. Parachute pants.
I have pulled up a selection of shopping products for you.
It was parachute. Wait. Let me just get images.
So the parachute pants, I thought, was like the MC Hammer pants.
They see these. No, not parachute pants. Because, all right, maybe there were different versions of parachute pants. Because I see some on here that are reminiscent, and then they got a pair of hammer pants over here. Maybe they were called parachute pants. That sounds real familiar, but the other parachute pants that they have on here, yeah, they got like the zippers and the pockets, sort of like cargo. Maybe they was parachute pants. I don't know. Yeah, all I know, I don't know. That's just, look, it's almost 8:30. We gotta get on up out of here anyway. You know what I mean? This shit is corny. But anyway,
well, maybe you can look up bodybuilder pants in the 80s.
All right. That sounds a little long. Let me see. Bodybuilder pants.
Say in the 80s.
I have pulled up a selection of shopping products for you.
Man, they came up here with these. Yeah. These are it. These are it. Right here. Yeah. These shits right here. Yeah. Nah, not the parachute pants. Yeah, this shit. Yo. Now they got skinny parachute. I'm out of here. That shit is corny. Damn. They just skinnied everything out. Everything got skinny. They got skinny bodybuilder pants. I'm done. You know what I mean? I can't get this time back. I want this time back. You know what? Let me clear my search engine. Yo, I'll tell you what. I'm about to go and clear my browser. You know what I mean? Clear the cookies out my browser. I'm about to delete my history, my browser history. Nobody. You know what? I'm not posting this show. After we get off this show, I'm deleting this bitch. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? That was done. Listen, you know what? Listen, you don't call this show no more. Lose this number. I'm blaming you for these shenanigans. This show was going perfectly well.
Back on track.
No, and this show would have ended 15 minutes ago if it wasn't for you. You.
You the one start talking about bodybuilder page.
I want to thank you for calling in. Your contribution is noted, and I'll dance at your wedding, and
We'll call you back in what?
We'll think about it. Don't be corny. Don't be corny. All right. You have a good night. We gotta do these birthday shout outs. Holla back.
Peace.
All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, y'all. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious August 3rd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Tammy Lady Sarcasm Muhammad. Happy birthday to you. And also, Jay West, happy birthday to you. And MD Rasel Ahmed, happy birthday to you. And Muma B. Lambert turning 41 years old today. And Vera Precious Israel, happy birthday to you. And Kelbo Johnson turning, was that Kebo? Kelbo turning 57 years old today, and Allison Young turning 54 years old today, and Lyric Johnson, happy birthday to you, and my man Pi Benny turning 45 years. Bow, 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 bow. Happy birthday to you, brother. And April, Debt Slaying Diva Frazier. April, Debt Slaying Diva Frazier. That's my girl. Happy birthday to you. And Anissa Darkchild Bain, comedian Anissa Darkchild Bain. I'm surprised she's still on my friends list. I don't like her. And Carol Revels Crittenden. Happy birthday to you. Go get her, Cara Revels Crittenden. And last but not least, the love of my life, my favorite cousin. That's Lolita Dizard, Lolita Game. Lolita Dizard, Lolita Game. Lolita Dizard, Lolita Games. Yo, you come on through. You kick all the same. Word up. Turning 57 years old today. Happy birthday, cuz. Love you to death. Resuscitation. Love you back to life. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious August 3rd. Anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally, all of y'all turn up, but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on into the damn, the rock out, rock on into the damn, rock out, rock on into the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen, corny is as corny does, but you'll only be corny if the people that are around you allow you to be corny because they don't like you or because they don't love you, they don't push you, they don't encourage you. But everything is going to be all right. It's going to be okay. We do our own thing today, and our way is going to be the best. You may be corny, but nonetheless, we still blessed, and we test one another. You are my sister and my brother, and we fight together, but we take it there with the rest of them. It's all about us, we gonna be best that we can. Woman, man, children, take a stand. Corny, no, not you. Corny, no, not me. No, corny, not us. We got this thing down, you'll see. I'm going to thank y'all for coming through. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. Listen, you could be corny all you want nowadays. I mean, if they have found a way to make being a nerd cool, then shoot, a little corniness, it goes a long way. You know what I mean? Actually, this show went a little differently than I thought it was gonna go. You know, I thought people was gonna be talking about, say, yeah, my ex, he was so corny, he was so. But I'm glad it didn't. That's what I'm talking about. That's good shit. There are a plethora of things that you can do in your life to be labeled as corny. What may be corny to one person may be cool to another person. Regardless, being individuals, keep doing your thing and don't let nobody stop nothing that you're doing that's working for you. But make sure that it's working for you. Make sure that it's working for you and not only working for you because it's working through somebody else who you want to work for. All right. See y'all tomorrow night. Don't forget to share the show, y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to share the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. It is the Daily Go Getimism show, so we're going to get on up out of here. So Blog Talk, I'ma holler back. I'll get back. Peace. No. Okay. And for
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
And for my Instagrammers, yeah, Fire Slammer Jammer, thanks for coming through and letting me kick my grandma. Okay. And for my YouTubers, y'all know just how we do, but I check y'all out tomorrow. Make sure y'all come through. Love is love, baby. Peace.